Hey everybody, welcome to Two Fools in Fantasy Football. My name is Tyler, the uncool fool Greer, and my partner in crime, Marty McFly, will be back with our next episode here. So on this episode of Two Fools in Fantasy Football, we are going to talk Antonio Brown signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we're also going to talk about one boom and one bust from each game on this Sunday and Monday. So check us out. We have all new content coming in all the time. Please like, subscribe, share, add. Oh wait, go ahead. Do it. All right, cool. Hopefully you did it by now. Give you a couple seconds here to do that. So we're going to go straight into the big story of the day. Antonio Brown, AB. Tampa Bay got him. So now they're going to have Godwin, Evans, AB. A lot of questions are coming up about what to do with the Tampa Bay pass catchers. And then also Gronk too as well. Keep them. Hold them. Don't do anything about it just yet. You're going to have week 7, week 8. He's not going to be there. He's just going to get all the COVID stuff going. He's going to get signed. Going to learn the playbook, going to get back in football shape, so just relax and kick back. If you're going to pick up AB, temper expectations a little bit. Don't expect AB, when he's with Pittsburgh, he's not going to get you. He's not going to be the #1 receiver in fantasy this year when he was, like he did at age 26, 27, 28 for Big Ben. With Brady coming in too, Brady has a great relationship with him, so I think that's going to help a lot with him. It's going to help him speed up the playbook, learn everything. But with Godwin, what's going to happen is going to put Godwin back in the slot, so I think that Brady is known to love his slot receivers, going all the way back to Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and now Chris Godwin. So I expect big things for him. I don't expect to trade him. I would just leave him where he's at. I wouldn't touch him at all. So this week is going to have a nice week too as well. And Mike Evans, he's their touchdown guy. Like anytime Brady's in the 20 or closer, he looks for Evans. So that's his go-to guy. So I wouldn't really do anything with Evans. I would just have the same expectations. AB's a great piece to have. It's just another guy to have in the mix. AB will help too, definitely being on the outside, having 3 receiver sets with him, and then Gronk is a 4th receiver possibly, and also the tight end. And don't forget Rojo. He's had 3 weeks where he's had back-to-back 100-yard games, which is really great to do. It's very impressive. So they're going to have a lot of weapons. They're going to have a lot of fun. They're going to score more points now. They're going to get more offensive touchdowns, more passing touchdowns, more running touchdowns. So if you have any piece of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, hold on to them, keep them. Just play them, have fun with it, enjoy the rest of the season. Don't freak out. Don't get crazy. It's just like Bell signing with the Chiefs. You got Edwards-Helaire, relax. He has his role. He's going to do his thing. Don't get all crazy. Don't freak out. So you'll be fine in both aspects too. So all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the games here. We're going to talk about one boom and one bust from each game. The first game we're going to talk about is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tennessee Titans. Both teams are undefeated, which is a great way to start. The boom that we feel like is going to be in this game is going to be Chase Claypool. The reason for that is Tennessee is 28th versus the pass. So if you have Chase Claypool, you've seen his production the last 2 weeks. You see his chemistry with Big Ben. Big Ben trusts him. He's a huge receiver. Big Ben likes to go deep. He likes to get the ball up. He likes to give those 50-50 balls to Claypool. Claypool's going to have another great week. Expect at least another touchdown from Claypool and keep that TD train rolling, baby. Bust of the week, we feel like for Tennessee and Pittsburgh, that game is going to be Derrick Henry. I know he's the king. I know he's on fire right now. He's throwing Josh Norman. It took his soul 2 weeks ago. So Pittsburgh is 2nd against the run, which is going to be really tough for Henry to get going on that. And Pittsburgh's probably going to load up the box. If Coach Tomlin does what he does best, he's going to take away their best weapon. That's what he does. It's going to be a tough day of sledding for Henry. Hopefully he breaks a good chunk or 2 on there, but I just don't think Pittsburgh's going to allow that to happen. They're going to let Tennessee's offensive weapons on the outside try to beat them with A.J. Brown and Jonnu Smith, who is going to play this game. He is feeling a little bit better with his ankle. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team. So the guy who we feel like is going to boom this week is Scary Terry McLaurin. Dallas is 18th against the pass. Scary Terry is basically the only option that Washington has. They got a couple other guys you can sprinkle in there with Logan Thomas, Steven Sims. And the bust. We feel like the bust this week is going to be Amari Cooper. Sorry, Cooper owners, but if you have him, go and put him on your bench. The Washington football team is the 2nd toughest team to pass against. So with Dallas and Andy Dalton, they got a lot of their passing in garbage time last week. It's probably not going to happen this week. It's going to be a much closer game. The Washington football team doesn't have a whole lot of talent. They got a lot of talent on defense, not so much on offense. So it's going to be a close game. Not too much garbage time on this one. So Amari Cooper, put him on your bench. Don't let him play this week. So especially with Andy Dalton, it's just going to be a really tough matchup for that one. Next on our list is Buffalo against the New York Giants. This will be Adam Gase's last game as a coach, I hope. How come he didn't get fired last game is just unbelievable. Losing 24-0 and still having a job is just crazy to me. Worst coach in the NFL, and he still has a job. I just don't get that at all. So, but that's probably because the Giants are probably the most unorganized organization in all of sports. So, anyways, the boom of the week is going to be Stephon Diggs, wide receiver, Buffalo. If you got him playing, he's going to kill it this week with Josh Allen's quarterback. They're going to have a great connection like they always do. He's his number one. Josh Allen had a bad game against Kansas City. They're going to come out. They are going to pass the crap out of the ball. And Stephon Diggs is going to be the guy who's going to be getting all that. He's going to have some big numbers. I expect him to get 2 touchdowns this game, honestly, against the Jets defense. He's one of those guys he's probably going to have about 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. It wouldn't surprise me if the Bills just come out firing on all cylinders, coming out just getting a nice big lead on New York. So that's just what I expect is going to happen. The bust in this game was really hard to pick, actually, because I'm not picking any Jets to bust because I don't think anybody's really going to play any of the Jets except for Jameson. So I picked the bust this week to be Zach Moss, running back on the Buffalo Bills. He's still coming back from injury, as you know. He played very limited last week. I believe he only got 10 yards overall scrimmage. I think Devin Singletary is going to be the running back who's going to have the most carries in this game, is going to see the most everything in this week. The Bills are probably going to have to a huge lead, and it's just going to be a Devin Singletary second half. He's probably just going to rush the ball all second half, just to basically wind the clock down. Next game we're looking at is Carolina and New Orleans. The news out of New Orleans is Michael Thomas is not playing as of this morning, and also Emmanuel Sanders is not playing because of the COVID-19. So best of luck to Emmanuel Sanders. Hope you feel better, buddy. Michael Thomas, his hamstring is not feeling 100%, so he's not going to play this game. So the boom for this game is actually 2 guys. We have the running backs for New Orleans. We have AK-41, Mr. Alvin Kamara, and Latavius Murray. And the reason why we do this is they're going to have to lean on the running game, and the Panthers aren't the best against stopping the run. They're 18th in the league at stopping the run. So if you have AK-41, Latavius Murray, play them with confidence. They're going to have both really nice games. AK-41 is going to have to play. He's going to be the primary receiver this week. He's going to have some rush yards. I believe since they're going to put him in the slot a little bit more to catch some passes, I believe Latavius Murray is going to be on the field a little bit more. He's going to have some more rushes this week, so expect those 2 to have really nice weeks. If you got either one of them, go ahead and play them. Play them with confidence. They're going to boom for you. They're going to have good weeks. Now, on the flip side, a bust we had this week is probably not going to be very popular. It's going to be Mike Davis for Carolina. Last week, he didn't have the best week at all. He had 52 rushing yards last week, so it wasn't his greatest fantasy output. He did get saved by a touchdown, though, so that was really nice. And the reason why we feel like he's not going to have a great week is because the Saints are number 6 against the run defense, and they're going to put 8 guys in the box. They're going to stop Davis. They're going to have Carolina stop. They're going to have Carolina beat him from the outside. And the Saints have really nice cornerbacks with the Jackrabbit. So they're going to have to challenge him one-on-one. But Mike Davis is not going to beat the Saints this week. So if you're a Mike Davis owner, temper expectations, or maybe sitting him on the bench, maybe flip him for somebody else. If you can flip him in a trade this week, because I know Christian McCaffrey is coming back pretty soon. So this would be a good week to trade him and get some value for him. The next game we're going to talk about is the Green Bay Packers versus the Houston Texans. This game might be pretty interesting. This might be a high-scoring affair. We'll see. Time will tell. This week's boom is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Last week, if you saw the game at all against Tampa Bay, Rodgers had 2 picks, kind of was a shell of himself. He had one bad week. I think Rodgers is going to come back. He's going to come back with a vengeance the way he is. We all know his personality. If he has one bad week, watch out for the rest of the league. They're just going to come out and just absolutely crush it this week. So he's going to be the boom this week. So if you got him, play him. Houston is 21st against the pass, so they're not the greatest defense against the pass whatsoever. Green Bay does have some really nice weapons out there, and Rodgers will use them all, every single one of them. And the reason, too, we wanted Rodgers to have a boom this week, too, because this came out recently. Aaron Jones, he's dealing with a little calf issue, so we don't know what his status is, how much he's going to play, and all that stuff. A bust this week is going to be Will Fuller the fourth for the Houston Texans. Green Bay is 14th against the pass, which is about mediocre in the league, and that's not the reason why we chose that. We chose that because of his matchup. He's going to play Jair Alexander all day. They're going to have him blanketed on him, so that's going to be a really tough matchup for Will Fuller. Jair Alexander is one of the top cornerbacks in the league. So if you have Will Fuller, maybe temper expectations. Just be cautious of that. So if you do have him, if you have better options on your bench, definitely do that. So they're probably going to have to go anywhere else. And Deshaun Watson's going to have to scramble a lot. They're going to go to David Johnson too quite often in this game too. So just be cautious on Will Fuller. We feel like he's going to be the bust of the game over there. So temper expectations with that one. Next one on our list is Cincinnati and Cleveland. So we're going to go with the boom as T. Higgins. As you have seen throughout the rookie campaign, T. Higgins and Joe Burrow are just getting great connections. They're majorly hooking up now. He's getting looks at all the time. He's a number 2 receiver, so he's going to get the number 2 cornerback all the game. And the Browns are 27th in the league against the pass. The Browns are 27th pass defense in the league this year. So if you got T. Higgins, Joe Burrow's going to pass a lot. That's what they do. Even when they have Mixon back there who they don't have this week. So this week they're even going to pass even more. So if you have T. Higgins, play him with confidence. He's going to get you a touchdown. He's going to have a nice game. Him and Joe Burrow is going to keep going up and up and up. One guy that's going to bust this week is Giovanni Bernard. For whatever reason, he's getting picked up a ton. He's the backup for a reason. He's not that great. He's been in the league now for a little while, and he's a backup for a reason. And also, Cleveland is 4th against the run. So if you have them, they're not going to run very much. Cleveland is stout against the run, and they're terrible against the pass. So do the math on that. Giovanni Bernard, if you got him as a running back and you expect him to get 20, 25 points a week, it's just not going to happen. He's going to be a bust. He's not going to do very much. He's going to maybe get 8 fantasy points at most, but just temper expectations. He's not going to do what you think he's going to do. Okay, so Detroit and Atlanta. This is a fun game to watch. This is going to be a high-scoring, potent offense game. It's going to be haymaker, 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 haymaker. So it's going to be a fun game to watch. The guy who's going to boom is somebody who we already talked about early in one of our videos, Kenny Galladay. Detroit, Kenny Galladay, he's going to kill it. Atlanta has the 31st ranked defense in all of football. It's terrible. They're giving up over 300 passing yards a game. Kenny Galladay is going to crush it. Another boom candidate is going to be Matt Stafford. If you got him and Kenny Galladay, link them up, put them in the same lineup, play them. They're gonna crush. They're gonna get you tons of points. Kenny Galladay is another great candidate for 2 touchdowns this week. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he gets 2 touchdowns against the Atlanta defense, and I would actually expect him to get two touchdowns. If he doesn't, I'm actually going to be disappointed, to be honest with you. So Kenny Galladay, he's going to be the number 1 receiver this week. Grab him, put him in there in the lineup. He's going to be phenomenal. The bust for that game is going to be DeAndre Swift, the running back for Detroit. A lot of people are high on him for some reason. He only had like 15 touches last game. He made the most of them. So Detroit, AP is still the running back. Swift still a running back. It's still a timeshare. He had 1 great week. He's had 6 bad ones, so I'm not really digging on him just yet. I want to see more consistency before I even think about him. He is going to be a bust this week, and the reason why is because Atlanta is the 5th best in the league against the rushing. And that's partly because they give up all their yards on the passing side of that defense. So if you have DeAndre Swift, temper expectations. Personally, I wouldn't play him this week. I know they're playing Atlanta, but there's other guys who I'd play in Detroit before him. So, and next on the list is Tampa Bay versus the Las Vegas Raiders. So if you saw the schedule before, Tampa Bay and Vegas was actually in the night slot for Sunday Night Football. They got flipped with Seattle and Arizona. So now this game's at 4:05. The boom of the week is going to be Chris Godwin. He came back last week, didn't have the best week, didn't play a whole lot, only played about 60% of the snaps. Tom Brady and him are on the same page again, which was great to see. Tom Brady's looking for him. The Vegas Raiders are 25th against the passing defense in the league this year. So Tampa Bay is going to have some really nice offensive days here for you. Rojo's going to have a nice day too. They're not very good against the run as well. Godwin's going to have a nice day. Evans going to have a nice day. Gronkowski's going to have a great day. Brady's going to have a great day. If you got any Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Raiders, go ahead and play them. But Godwin's going to be the boom of the week for that game. The bust of the week for the Raiders is going to be Josh Jacobs. We weren't high on him to beginning this week, but now that his whole line's going to be out because of COVID-19 or close to it or game time decision or how that's all going to work, it's going to be like no continuity. It's going to be a lot of struggling, a lot of communication stuff. So Josh Jacobs is a guy we'd want to sit this week. We wouldn't play. If you have a better running back option, go ahead and do it this week. Go ahead and put them in there. Tampa Bay's only given up 64 yards per game on the ground, and only 49 of it goes to the running back. So temper expectations like crazy. Josh Jacobs is not a good play this week. And like we said, this is a week-by-week play. You don't want to look at week 1 when he crushed it compared to now and think he's going to have something similar like that. It's just not going to happen. You want to play the matchup. You want to play week by week, and that's how you want to play fantasy football. Don't go too crazy. Don't look too far ahead. Look at week 7. Don't look at week 9. I know we're all excited for Antonio Brown to come back. The next one we're talking about is the LA Chargers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This week's boom is really easy. Justin Herbert, quarterback. He's crushing it. He's had 7 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. Out of his 4 starts, he's had 2 starts over 300 yards passing. It's going to be no different this week against Jacksonville. He's going to have at least 300 yards passing. At least he's going to have another 3 touchdowns. He's going to have another great week in fantasy football. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, they're all going to have lots of receptions this week. They're going to be great. Jacksonville is 26th against the pass, and on a side note too, Jacksonville's also 20th against the run. So basically, if you have anybody from the LA Chargers, play him. It's a safe bet. Justin Herbert is going to be the biggest boom this week. He's got the highest ceiling out of all of them, so he's going to play him with confidence and enjoy it, and enjoy all of his points he's going to get you this week. The bust for that game is going to be James Robinson. James Robinson's going down. He's going down the wrong way. He might be hitting that rookie wall. I'm not too sure, but his points, his yards, everything's going down in fantasy football. And also the other reason why we're not high on him this week is because the Chargers are 9th versus the run. The Chargers are probably going to get out to a big lead, and then Jacksonville's going to have to catch up and play from behind. So that's another reason too, from the game script point of view too as well. Which I'm hoping the Chargers just coming out rolling, which they should, and they should fire on all aspects coming off a bye week. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I just think that's what's going to happen. And James Robinson, I wouldn't play him this week. I've seen a lot of questions about that in the chat room. James Robinson, would you play him? No, I wouldn't play him. I put him on my bench. I play somebody else different and just go from there. Next game we're talking about, is San Francisco versus the New England Patriots. I had a hard time trying to find a boom on this one, but I'm going to go with Jared McKinnon. The Patriots are 16th against the run, and the Niners like to run the ball, so it's the Patriots' weakness is a Niners' strength. Jared McKinnon is going to get most of the totes hopefully this week. So with Mostert being out, when he was out last time, McKinnon got most of the rushes. So they're going to use him. They're going to put him in the passing game, put him in the rush game. Expect Jet to have a really nice game, really big game. So if you got him in your lineup, expect him to boom. Expect him to get some points. Expect him to outdo his total. Bust in this game is going to be Cam Newton. If you got Cam Newton, go ahead and sit him. Don't play him as a quarterback. There's much better options this week. San Francisco is 5th against the pass, which is great, and also they're 10th versus the run, and that's also significant to Newton because he likes to run the ball too as well. So if you have the Patriots, Cam Newton this week, temper expectations, go and put him on your bench, put another quarterback in there. There's lots of great options this week. Cam Newton is just not one of them. So the next game we're going to talk about is Denver versus Kansas City. The boom this week we're going to take is Travis Kelce. That's an easy call, Travis Kelce. He got 2 touchdowns last week. He's Patrick Mahomes' most consistent favorite target other than Tyreek Hill on a weekly basis. If you got Travis Kelce, you're going to play him anyways, but play him with confidence this week. He's going to get a touchdown against Denver. He always lights up the AFC West, so play him, have fun with it. And Denver's also 20th against the pass, so if you have Mahomes, Hill, Kelce, you're probably going to have a great week this week. On the flip side, the bust this week is going to be Noah Fant for the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs are 3rd against the pass, and that's just how they are. So they stop the pass, and they're not gonna. And they always want to stop the first option. So Noah Fant is the best option right now in Denver. So if you have a Noah Fant, if you're an owner of Noah Fant, temper expectations. Put him on your bench this week. Don't play him as a tight end. I know tight end's like the hardest position in fantasy year in and year out to try to figure out. But if you have Noah Fant, he's coming back from the injury too. He might be 100%. He might not be 100%. We don't know that. We're not playing everyday football, but yeah, Noah Fant, temper expectations. I wouldn't play him this week. If you can find somebody that's better than him, find somebody off the waiver wire, play them instead. Noah Fant is not going to have a great game this week. Another game we have is Seattle versus Arizona, and like we said earlier, this one got flipped to the night game. The boom this week for this game is going to be Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is going to crush it. Seattle is 32nd against the pass. Arizona, they have 3 really nice receivers. Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, and of course D-Hop. And then Kyler Murray is also a threat to run. So with that being said, too, Seattle is 7th against the run this year, but they've never faced a mobile quarterback like Kyler Murray. So that's going to be a really interesting challenge for them. And Kyler Murray ran all over Dallas last week. So Kyler Murray can run. He's a running back that plays quarterback, and he's better than most running backs too in the league. So he's going to get you all the points in the world. Play him with confidence. If you got him in your lineup, enjoy all the points he's going to get you. He's probably going to get you at least 30 to 30 points this week. So maybe even more, and maybe even a ceiling of 35. So yeah, Kyler Murray, play him, be confident, enjoy the points he's going to get you this week. Somebody who we're not too high on this week is Tyler Lockett for Seattle, receiver. And the reason why we're saying this is because the Cardinals are 11th against the defense. And Tyler Lockett's a very nice receiver. It's no disrespect to him, but he's just a boom or bust guy. He's had one great game where he had 3 touchdowns. We all remember that. We all were trying to trade for him after that for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But in his career with Seattle, he's always been one of those guys that gets 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 receptions, or he gets 2 receptions for 46 yards and no touchdowns. That's just the way he is. So for whatever reason, he's not very consistent. DK Metcalf is a much more consistent play week in and week out. So if you have Tyler Lockett, put him on the bench. Don't start him. He's going to be a bust this week. And the last game we have is a Monday night game with the Chicago Bears and the LA Rams. For the boom this week, it was really hard for us to pick one, but we picked David Montgomery, and just based on the sheer volume, that's the reason why I picked David Montgomery this week. And the Rams are 11th against the run. So the Bears are going to have to run the ball to get in the best territory, get touchdowns. So we think David Montgomery is not going to have the best yards per game, but he might sneak in a touchdown right there, which might make him a boom too. And he's going to be a little bit a part of the passing game too, because they're going to have Aaron Donald right down, right in Nick Foles' face. So he's going to have to do some quick check downs, maybe a couple screens here and there, and David Montgomery might be the recipient of those extra passes. Somebody who's going to bust this week is going to be Allen Robinson. We don't expect him to do anything. Jalen Ramsey's going to cover him all day. The Rams are 4th in pass defense. So if you have Allen Robinson, be very careful of him. If you have better options, don't play him. I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't start him personally. But if you do, just temper expectations. I wouldn't expect a whole lot, maybe. And I'm just going to say this, just maybe 4 catches at the most for 46 yards. So no touchdowns. So anyways, that's just my expectations. I expect a very low scoring game on Monday Night Football. I don't think a whole lot of offense is going to happen here. So, and that's what's going to happen. So anyways, those are our booms and busts. We're talking about AB. Please like, subscribe, check us out. Check out all of our videos. We got some great content here. We're up and coming. We're going to be your #1 source for all fantasy football. We love what we do. We appreciate every single person taking time out of the day to check us out. And we'll see what happens. And if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, please put it below. We'll be more than happy to answer any of them at any time. So we're here for you 24/7. No, almost 24/7. We got to sleep sometimes. So anyways, y'all have a wonderful Saturday. Take care, Fantasy Football Nation. 2 fools in fantasy football. Tyler, I am an uncool fool Greer, signing out. And Marty McFly will be with us next video. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.